Hello, Noah. I really enjoyed reading your post this week. My husband and I pastor a church. We just started it about a year ago. And we have a family who attends who adopted 4 boys from an abusive home. The oldest was 7 when they got him, and the youngest was just a baby who is now 7. And even though they've been out of that abusive situation for many years, the 3 youngest boys are still having many behavioral problems. I've never witnessed them, but their parents talk about being called by the principal at school, and then just things that they do at home. So between school and home, they have little outbursts and tantrums. The adoptive parents are very frustrated because they've been through so many different therapy sessions. They were foster parents at first, and it was required to see different therapists, and they were actually in 3 different states because they had moved different times. And they feel like none of them have helped. They know, actually, the mom no longer believes in therapy, which is, kind of hard for me. But I just try to listen to her and try to be supportive. She's not talking to me as a counselor or anything like that, but as a friend. And so just to be there and listen and just encourage her that, I believe it will get better. And I'm just trying to help her in a different way. But I love the illustrations in the video that you provided because it made it very clear how children who have dealt with abuse, neglect, or trauma see different situations in the real world. So what seems like the instance in the pool in the video where the one boy is just kind of playing around, and then all of a sudden it just triggered something in the other boy, and how the other person who was playing around, who, if they don't understand the other person's history, then it becomes something weird. And so it's important to know what causes those triggers so we can avoid them happening again. Recognizing the strengths of the child and the family is something that I think could be beneficial for them, instead of focusing on the trauma consistently. And that was actually one of the complaints that this mom had, that it just felt like every time they went to counseling, it just kept bringing it up again. And so focusing on their strengths and what they do well. I think I'd mentioned this in maybe my paper or another discussion board post at this point, I don't know, or it was for another class, but I actually went through the student care thing. I believe that's what it's called, but it was with helping with our papers to write better. And the first time I did it, I loved it. It was a great experience. The person pointed out my strengths, and I went into it feeling very insecure, but she pointed out my strengths, and I started to feel like I can do this. And so then when it came to my weaknesses, we talked about it, we worked on it, and fixed it. And I felt like, man, okay, I can do this. And I really loved the process. The second time I got a different person, and it was not like that. She just went straight to the problem and was like, well, how can we fix this? And I'm like, I don't know. That's why I called you. And anyway, it was just, I left that time crying because I just felt like, I don't know if I can do this. So pointing out someone's strengths, I think equips them to be like, I can handle this. Just from my own personal experience, and maybe not everybody's like that, but I think helping people understand that they can handle different situations is something that could bless them. Yarhouse and Sells say that using the solution-focused model can help families. And these families are discouraged because they're stuck in the continuous cycle of dysfunction. So helping the families and children see hope in their situation, that healing can take place, and there still may be scars. That trauma is still part of you. It's what affects you, but it's something that doesn't have to control your whole life, and you can move past it and live and overcome it and live a healthy and happy life. And sorry, this was a little bit of a long response, but I really enjoyed your post this week.